Let's return to our seasonal sales worksheet. Here I've added in some sum functions. To begin, I've summed the 4 products for spring, and here I've summed product A for the full year. I want to finish off this worksheet by copying my formulas. So I'm going to click here to select this cell and click the copy button here on the Home tab of the ribbon. And now I'm going to select over the cells that I want to paste the formula into and click Paste. And I'll press Escape to deselect these marching ants. Now let's have a look and see what's happened here. The original formula was summing B3 to B6. The copy here sums C3 to C6, and this one sums D3 to D6. So in one sense we don't have an exact copy of our original formula. We have sort of like an adapted copy, which happens to work really, really well. But we can understand it better if we find a different way of explaining what these functions are actually doing. Instead of thinking of this as summing the range of cells from B3 to B6, let's think of it in terms of summing the 4 cells immediately above this cell. Now when we look at this formula, it sums the 4 cells immediately above this cell. So it's a direct copy of this formula. And this one sums the 4 cells immediately above this cell, and so too does this one. So if we look at our formulas a little differently, we'll see that copying is giving us an exact copy. Now we could copy this formula all the way down here if we wanted to using the copy and paste feature, but we can also use autofill. With this particular formula selected, I can drag on the autofill handle, and Excel will create a series of copied formulas, each one of which sums the appropriate range in the worksheet. Now we already saw in an earlier video that we could do a similar thing using the auto sum feature, and we could actually do it a little bit more easily still than copying and pasting. But this won't always be the case. When you have custom written formulas such as those we used in our shipping and handling worksheet, then being able to copy formulas down a column will be extremely useful indeed. To see this, let's go back to our shipping and handling worksheet. Here we're calculating shipping at $2 per kilogram based on a parcel weight. Here's the formula that we wrote. If we want to calculate the shipping for each of these parcels, we can do so by just selecting the cell containing the formula, and I'm going to drag down to fill the other cells. In each case, Excel has written a formula that multiplies the cell in column A in the adjacent row by 2. So we're getting a copy of a formula that's doing exactly what we want it to do. We could do the same for shipping and handling. Again, just copy this formula down by dragging on the fill handle, or we could choose copy and paste if we wanted to. And in each case, the formula again is doing exactly what we want it to do. Now I could do this separately for each of these columns, but I can also do it for all of them at once. I'll select over the cells containing the 3 formulas and then just drag down to fill all 3 columns at once. The formulas that we've created here and that we've created by copying couldn't be easily created using a feature like the AutoSum function because these formulas are purpose-built. The ability to copy and paste or to fill cells with these formulas will not only save you time but will also maintain accuracy. Because if your initial formula is correct, then when you copy it rather than type it afresh each time, all the pasted versions are going to be correct too.